We now speak to Cecilio Pedro, Honorary President of the Federation of Filipino-Chinese Chambers of Commerce and Industry, Incorporated. Good evening to you and welcome to the big story, sir. First of all, you were one of the first who came out on media about the abduction, and now we hear the PNP linking this to a possible POGO killing. What is your comment on this, sir?
Yeah, I could agree, kasi from the pictures we received, mukhang binugbog si Andy o Anson. So if it's just a plain kidnapping case, normally pag binayaran, pinapakawalan. But this time, hindi lang binayaran, binugbog pa, saka pinatay, pati yung driver. So there is something deeper that needs better, maybe more investigation, and malaman natin kung what is truly or what is behind bakit na-kidnap, binugbog, tapos pinatay pa after receiving ransom.
But being in the steel business, what could possibly link him to POGO operations, sir?
He's in many businesses. Aside from the steel business, he's also in the restaurant business, in the warehouse business. Marami siyang negosyo pinapasukupan. And so I don't know from which source or from where is it coming from. But definitely all other areas should be looked into properly. And it's not a simple kidnapping case. Kasi ang kidnapping, pera lang ang hinahanap. This one, binugbog talaga. If you see from the pictures, pasampasa yung mukha niya at saka tinali. So it's hate crime. I think may galit, matinding galit kaya ginawa ito kay Anson.
And you would confirm the payment of ransom of what amount, sir? Sa pagkakaalam nyo, magkano po?
Wala akong confirmation It's from the news, from rumors going around in social media na binayaran daw. And I don't know how much was really paid. But the fact is, money went around, and I think the victim, the family was willing to pay as long as the person will be released unharmed. Not knowing na pagkalabas nito, pinatay pa.
Normally, sir, the Filipino-Chinese community are mum about such cases. What made you come forward to media about this particular case?
We are worried, we are concerned, and we are at this point not just concerned, we are outraged at what is happening. This is not just concerning the Chinese or Filipino-Chinese businessman. This is about the peace and order in our country today. We need peace and order. We need to be restored so that we can generate more investments coming into the Philippines and create more jobs. This is, for me, is a no-no for investment. Matatakot Pati yung tourists will be afraid now to come to the Philippines knowing that they could be kidnapped. Okay. So this is really bad for all of us, not just for the Filipino-Chinese, for the entire community and the entire country as a whole.
Okay, it wasn't only you who spoke up. Actually, si Eva Poon ay nag-post rin sa kanyang Facebook account. Sabi niya nakakabahala ito kasi hindi nga nababalita at ang dami-dami daw mga insidente. According to official numbers by the PNP, for 2025 alone, we've had 12 kidnappings. Supposedly, only 2 of those are foreigners. Base sa inyong pagkakaalam sa FFCCCCII, ilan po yung numbers ng kidnapping cases that you guys are aware of?
Normally, hindi ni-report sa amin yung mga, alam niyo yung mga Filipino-Chinese, takot yan Kung may kidnapping as much as possible, they keep it to themselves and settle as soon as possible para buhay pa yung biktima. Yan ang ultimate objective, buhay. But this time, the last time, naputulan yung daliri ng one of the victim, is a 14-year-old child or teenager was kidnapped and pinutol pa yung daliri bago binayaran. And this time, hindi lang daliri ang pinutol, patay na ito, pinapatay ngayon. So this is very difficult to accept. For us, it's a no-no. It's something we are definitely terribly worried.
I'm also curious, one quick question. What is the sentiment of the Filipino-Chinese business community amongst these times? You referred to being worried about the peace and order situation. In your assessment, nasa na ba tayo? Are we back to 1990s level when sobrang rampant yung kidnappings? Or are we slowly slipping back into that?
Wow, it's very hard to comment along those lines, you know. But the fact that that someone we know and it's part of the community where he's well known, and to be kidnapped is one thing. To be killed after paying ransom is another thing. That's the worst part. So walang awa itong kidnappers na ito. So they are out. The intention was really to kill. It's not really for plain kidnapping. So matindi yung we have to look into the motives behind. Hindi simpleng kidnapping lang ito. Siguro may galit o may transaction na nangyari between them and it was not properly fulfilled. So they went that far to kidnap that guy and ask for ransom and kill him at the end of the day.
So sir, balikan ko lang that unfortunate incident of that 14-year-old Chinese student who was kidnapped in Taguig. This is not related to this particular incident, or is there a possibility na pareho yung mastermind?
I hope not. But the initial report that came to us was they were asking for $20 million as ransom. Pareho yata eh. For the teenager that was kidnapped, the initial demand was also for $20 million. That's what we heard in social media or some rumors going around. And eventually they settled to sa teenager. But this one, iba ito. I think it was not really for money. It was out to get him.
So right now, sir, I mean, what do you want to see done about this case? Well, what are your expectations from the government? And right now, would you recommend for the Filipino-Chinese community to already make security arrangements?
Wow, I don't want to create unnecessary panic at this point. Crime is part of any community. There is always crime. But we should know the reason behind this crime. The main culprit should be put behind bar or para sa akin, death penalty is the best penalty for kidnappers like this. Aside from that, we also want to assure the community that this is just an isolated case. That generally it's still peaceful to do business here in the Philippines, to visit the Philippines. And there are so many plus factors favoring investments here in the Philippines. And kidnapping, as not only here, in other parts of the world, there are also kidnapping. But itong kidnapping tapos pinapatay, this is something we don't want to see in our community. This is something that needs to be addressed as soon as possible. Is it kidnapping or is it plain murder? If it's just kidnapping with murder, ayaw namin yun. Ito talagang kailangan ayusin natin, kailangan hanapin natin yung mga mastermind. Hindi lang yung mga kidnappers, yung mastermind, the people behind should be penalized, should be put behind bar, should be accountable for this crime.
Mr. Pedro, since the PNP is linking this crime and the abduction of the 14-year-old to POGO, what do you have to say about the government's efforts to clamp down on POGO operations, which is yet unfinished?
Wow. Probably the logic why blaming it on POGO, sarado na kasi yung POGO, and many of the POGOs are still around, and wala na silang trabaho. So they'll be looking at other ways of making money, and this could be one of them. So probably that is the reason. But I really don't know what is the reason behind this particular kidnapping. We cannot just blame on POGO, not knowing what is. Kasi may mga POGO na legitimate. Hindi naman lahat ng POGO masama. Ang hinahanap natin yung mga illegal, yung mga namamatay tao, yung mga tao dyan, I don't know how to name them, but they are really the bad syndicate, the bad elements in the community. And these are the guys we need to arrest, we need to neutralize, and we need to bring them to justice.
Yun din nga yung naisip ko, no, Mr. Pedro, kung convenient scapegoat ba to keep blaming yung POGO or POGO-related people na sila yung responsible parties behind these crimes. Do you think it's a convenient scapegoat para lang may masabi, may masagot sa atin yung gobyerno? Or do you think it's also possible na talagang may katotohanan?
As I said, hindi ko alam yung hindi ako nag-investigate. So all of this could be possible, but that's just one of them. There could be other angles that we should look into. More importantly, kidnapping is wrong. At the end of the day, any kidnapping is wrong.
Should the Federation have an official stand on POGO operators, legal or illegal?
Yes, we are at the forefront. We are against POGO in the sense that we also receive this kind of complaints from the Chinese embassy. They are also against POGO. Dahil yung POGO, the victims are mostly Chinese in mainland China. And we don't want this POGO operation to hurt our relationship with China because we need China to continue looking at the Philippines as a potential for investments, for bringing their factories back to the Philippines so we can generate more jobs. So para sa akin, legally, I don't mind. But illegal, hindi po pwede sa amin yan. And especially those elements that are involved, not just in illegal POGO, but in, ano tawag yan? There is a term they use. It's I ran out of terms. It's lokohan. Niloloko nila yung mga nag-gambling inside using online, which is really, really not just hurting us, but hurting Chinese in mainland China, which is not only China. I think it's all over the world. As long as you join them in this online gambling, they will take advantage of you, and it's not good for all of us.
Mr. Pedro, one quick question, not related to kidnapping and our peace and order situation, but to Trump's reciprocal tariffs, which he just suspended, except for China. Ano po yung naging general reaction nung chamber sa mga tariffs na ito, and are you satisfied with the government response?
The war right now going on, the trade war is between America and China. And definitely this is going to hurt both countries. The Americans will be penalized with higher prices, and China will slow down because they cannot export as many goods to America. But on our side in the Philippines, I expect this probably could even benefit us because as they cannot find a market in America, the Chinese will find other markets. And Philippines is a good market for them to transfer some of their exports or even transfer some of their business back to the Philippines so they can export from the Philippines to the America or to USA. So this can be beneficial to us if we can put ourselves or put the house in order to accommodate this possibility. More so, with the challenge, I'm sure prices will come down. China just devalued their currency, yuan. So it's going to be cheaper now to buy Chinese products. Plus the fact that I'm sure they will have excess capacity and excess inventory, which they will sell at a lower price. And hopefully those lower prices will come to the Philippines and benefit us. But we must be ready because this will also affect other parts of the world. Pati yung Southeast Asia, other countries will also be competing, will bring down their prices for exports. So our exports could also be affected in the sense that we have to be better with our competitors in terms of export prices. And efficiency is the name of the game. Kailangan maghanda tayo maging efficient. Efficiency to bring down costs so we will make our products more competitive, better quality, and be competitive with the best of the best in the world, which we could if we put our minds together, the private sector, the public sectors, in partnership, PPP. Let's magtulungan tayo between government, private sector, and in the process, make our goods the best in the world.
We thank you for your time, Cecilio Pedro, Honorary President of the Federation of Filipino-Chinese Chambers of Commerce and Industry.